Hello and welcome back. Woo! Woo!
So you're going back to your apartment?
Yeah, I guess that's the plan. I must have worried you sick, huh? It looks like Buzz Raiders finally given up on their stupid obsession with me, so it seems safe enough to live there again.
There's been so much going on lately that I'm sure they've got bigger fish to fry now.
Sorry, didn't mean to
Oh,
interrupt.
you're fine. I've actually been wanting to thank you for helping out Judith for a while now. Please pass on my regards to everyone else as well, including the family who runs the bistro.
Now hold your horses! I'm the one who's been helping him out, so why is he the one getting thanked?
Because I'm sure that you just weaseled your way into his trips outside the capital without taking no for an answer. I don't know all you've been up to, but I do know that you were able to return in one piece thanks to Arkwright Solutions' efforts. And with how much I respect you as my senior in the industry, I think it's only natural for me to want to say thank you.
So you respect me that much, huh? I mean, not that it isn't perfectly natural for you to respect me, of course.
It never takes much to butter her up. Though I'm sure our young lady here happens to be an expert at it.
She's become such a sassy little thing. She was so cute and polite when she first started out, but look at her now. All that success must be going to her head.
That was 3 years ago, right? I don't know if 15's early or late for starting in your industry.
It's not late, but it's not really early either. I started acting at 14 myself. A lot of actors and actresses get their first roles when they're children even, which just goes to show how much of an unusual case she is. She ended up going from a rookie to a top actress in 3 years, which is just crazy.
I can see why, though. I've seen a few of her films. It's interesting to see how different her approach to the craft is compared to yours. You can handle any kind of role that's thrown at you, yeah, but she just fully becomes the character she's playing without even trying.
I didn't realize you knew your way around different acting techniques. I agree with you, too. Her performance in Wolf's Requiem was amazing, but Gloria just blew me away.
Yeah, her as Sheena Dirk was something else. The media kind of kicked up all that fuss about him using her playing the role, but in the end, it was hard to see her as anything other than Sheena reborn.
Boy, she's 4 years my junior, and already she's nipping at my heels. She's sure not making it easy to stay top dog. But I say bring it on. I don't plan to go down without a fight.
Good, I got nothing but respect for that spunk you got in you. Real shame about the rest of you, though.
You better watch your darn mouth. And while I'm at it, I think what you said earlier was pretty out of line, too.
Right.
So, now that we've dealt with Almada, things should be back to business as usual before long. But it's about time you guys started thinking about whether or not you want to keep working here.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Wow, I didn't expect you to outright admit it. Then...
Still, you don't want people butting your side... kind of in your side hustle either, do you?
Well, no, but that's not the same thing. I inherited my techniques from my mom and hers before her. And while they might not be legal, I still think the world needs... Oh, I get you now. I don't know what your secret is, but you've got something you don't want people to get involved in too, huh?
Interesting.
Or I guess, something you can't afford to let them get involved in.
Anyway, there's two people who transform into things the teenager might have dreamed up. We gotta look out for each other. Don't know if I'm down to get caught living with an actual criminal, though, so you should probably still find some other place.
But I really don't want to give this place up. Well, I've got my next film's premiere coming up, so I'll go back to my old place before the festival, at least. I just wish I didn't have a bunch of stuff to report to Mom and Grammy first.
Interesting. I wonder who they are. Mm-hmm. Of course, he's reading smut. Honestly, kind of nice to see you acting the same around times like
What?
these.
You come to talk about that cold bunk you said to the kiddos? If it was gonna eat away at you, you shouldn't have said it in the first place. Looks lame when a dad past his prime sulks over his teenage kids.
Quit finding ways to call me old. Besides, you seem to have it in your head I wasn't talking to you, but I was. You gotta have plans to go back home eventually, right?
Sure do. I'm a born and bred Longport boy. And I always will be. But I've only been here for 3 months. That's barely enough time to miss me. So unless I've got some specific reason to head back, I'm staying put. But I wouldn't mind going to a few other places, like Crossbell or Arabonia.
Hey!
Hell, I'd even put Eastern Zemuria on the table.
Let's go. Look
Knock it off with the my baby's growing up vibe. Oh, and let's get one thing straight. Me staying in the capital doesn't mean I'm gonna be at your beck and call. If the girls left and this place turned into a total sausage fest, I don't even want to think about how sad a sight that'd be.
Hey, don't give me that look. I'm not after your pity, alright? By the way, your old problem ain't showing any sign of resurfacing, right?
You mean that tyrant? Yeah, nothing there. Yen can call me a reincarnation all he wants, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm as me as I can be.
Heck yeah.
I decide what I want to do with my life, not some dusty old relic from the ancient past.
You're one of a kind, cocky little brat.
And
You know
what's
that?
that supposed to mean? Don't be such a freaking creep. Anyway, get lost so I can have my fun. Though, if you don't mind waiting to kick some ass on the clock, that'll give me time to go tap some ass off the clock.
Ain't putting off work for that. So how much have you been getting around with when I haven't been looking? Heck yeah. Got some booty calls I want to make. Dadgummit, Aaron. I love you. Such a good character. I'm sorry. Oh hi Vin, we just wrapped up the breastplace menu for the day. What she said, no more from the morning menu for you. Don't care if you get thinking enough to eat, you lost your chance. I'm fine, I'm a grown adult. I don't need to eat that much. I'll just drop by to kill time until I leave for work. Also, I just wanted to say I'm so glad you made it all back safe and sound. I second that. Sometimes you make for noisy neighbors, but lately it's hard to rest easy when things get too quiet. Especially now that I won't be seeing my Cray regular anymore. Oh yeah, guess you and that guy from Cray had some history, huh? I'm sorry. Yeah, since he helped with the restaurant stock, we got to know him pretty well. We'll be going to his memorial service, as you can imagine. It's only fair we see him off after he did everything he did for us. Right, makes sense. Well, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, so things should still be lively around the office. But the source of the issue's gone now, so my assistants might split off soon. I'll believe it when I see it. It's a little hard to imagine they would. Oh, I was going to ask earlier, but what about that racer? Did he stop by again? He actually stopped by yesterday. Thanks for asking. That's good, I guess. You alright? I suppose he enjoyed his meal at least. What's the verdict? Anything between them or what? What? You don't have to glare at me like that. Oh, you're talking about Maxa? He's funny, in a lame way. He's got his work cut out for him before anyone respects him as a father. Good luck, pal. Aww, that was cute.
Can't go wrong with any of them. Come back soon.
Pick something already. Take care out there.
When you're talking about Maxa, he's funny in a lame way. Don't let him hear that, okay?
Not this way.
Okay, that should do it. Oh, Van, is it almost time to go?
It's getting there, but we still got some time. I can't believe how lifelike this guy is. Professor Hamilton's students or something
I was
else.
told there's more to him sleeping in the sun than just imitating dogs, too. He can turn the sun's rays into orbital energy.
Makes sense. I remember that being one of the areas Professor Hamilton was studying. Researching. Still, I've gotten real company around here over the past few months. It's almost time to start planning the next school festival, ain't it? Is the student council gonna get real busy soon?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm starting to feel the pressure, to tell you the truth. The end of April still feels like a long ways off now, but I know it'll be here before we know it. I was able to attend last year's festival just after enrolling, and there was just so much to see and do over those 3 days. It was hard to believe that the whole event was planned and executed by students alone, even if quite a lot of them did take part.
Yeah, it's a staple of spring in the capital at this point, especially with how many people check it out. We're gonna have a dating event? Oh man, with your current president at the helm, I can see this upcoming one being a festival for the books.
The other student council members and I are a little worried about that. So you did attend Aramis then? Just like Elaine and Mr. Kincaid.
Yeah. I dropped out not long after becoming a second-year student, though. Elaine and I were the same year, while Brandon was the third year. Oh, look at him. The second he had a chance, Rand took on being student council president, because of course he did. I like it. And of course, we'd known him for so long, we started helping out with student council work too. Then Elaine stepped up and took the role of vice president once the former one decided to go abroad for a while. So there you go. That festival came to be under one man's merciless watch.
I see. Of course, after getting to know you so well, I can imagine that whatever you organized for it was anything but typical. I'm sure Elaine was less than impressed with it, while Mr. Kincaid thought it would be funny and thoroughly approved, even though he probably shouldn't have.
It's like you're right there with us. Still remember my first drink at the after party back then too. Man, it was so good. You know how much of a sweet tooth I've got, but not even with the bitterness of alcohol can keep me from cracking a smile.
I should have known. You were pushing the boundaries of legality even as a teenager. So the festival came to a close, and the student council elections were held in May. That's when Elaine became the next president. And when you dropped out, I assume. You did it without warning, too. Without so much as a single discussion with anyone beforehand. So, how right am I?
You're sure you're not psychic? It's like you're in my head.
Well, I know the average school year at Aramis, so I just put 2 and 2 together after seeing the way you talk to them. That, and these last few months have also done wonders for my personal growth. I used to be this shy little girl who was afraid to leave her comfort zone. Someone who couldn't even speak her mind to the one family member she wished she could the most. But now, I feel like a whole new me. I can walk a little further, and I've learned to say what's in my heart. I have everyone here to thank for that. But most of all, I have you to thank for that.
Aw, that's sweet. Aw, he looks at us like, what? I thought divining my high school years was enough of a surprise, but you weren't done, huh? At this rate, you're gonna have everyone running around your beck and call even more than Ren.
Oh, stop. I doubt that'll be the case. Though there is one person I wish would pay a bit more attention to me. Nothing.
What's up?
I was just thinking that I still have a long road ahead of me.
I got to talk to him a bit on the phone after what happened in Erasion, but that's it. Yes, though I'm used to that by now. Seems seems like this year's Revolution Festival is going to be a big one, too. We'll put the memorial service some more besides. It's no wonder he doesn't have time to dedicate to me right now. But he did say we could get together after the ceremony is over, thankfully. Really? Guess that's better than nothing. At least you can still see him. That is true. Compared to Elaine, I'm very fortunate. I can't imagine what she must be going through. She's amazing to have been able to do what she did, to make what must have been an excruciating decision, even if it was the right one. I don't think there are many people who could have followed through with that, bracer or otherwise. I hate that the hard times clearly aren't over for her, but if you could just be there for her, I think she would like that very much. I don't mean to put that responsibility squarely on your shoulders, of course. Mr. Kincaid and the Guild should be there for her too, but still. I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna give her the cold shoulder or anything. I would make up for what I did 7 years ago, but it's time to think that I can be there for her in some other ways, in some ways others can't. So she won't be back here for a while though. She's got a ton left to do in Horatio. What's that like for? Not proactive enough, you think? Oh, don't mind me. I'm sure just knowing you want to comfort her means a lot in itself, really. Okay. Sheesh, can't always please a teenager once they get to that age, I guess. Still. Listen, why are you laughing? Do you love birds want to get a room? I didn't know you were all there. Is it already time to leave then? You might want to get your eyes checked if you thought you were seeing hard eyes. Oh, I don't know. Did you hear anything special, Zeros? You too, Katja. We were just making small talk, honest. I feel a little better now, to be honest. Our futures may still be uncertain, but for now, we can continue to take each day as it comes. That we can, and sorry, I shouldn't have said what I did earlier. Our boss is such a little troublemaker. Don't sweat it. They say not being able to read the room comes with old age. You know, one day you're gonna realize I'm still in my prime. It's always the same with you two. Forget it. Let's just see what's on the docket for today. Alright. It's only half past 10. There's still a lot for us to do. I think we can cover all the districts in this part of town by today, right? Hey! I'll take Beauregard and Judith. We'll go with the OG 4 squad.
Oh, why hello?
Looking is always free, you know.
Come back from...
Say, why not take some flowers with you? Say, why not take some flowers with you? I hope I see you again.
What's next?
Let's see. Oh!
You sure know how to make a girl happy.
Let's see. An old man's back pain. Mysterious request. Ooh. I got 3 of them. I'm thinking Fee. I kind of want to see that one too. We'll do Fees first. And everyone's what else like is free time as they pleased. Yeah, sorry for the wait. Don't worry about it, I just got myself. Thanks for coming. Think nothing of it. Seems this has to do with one of my part-timers, so I figured I might as well. You want me to help you out with the memento of the flame eaters, right? Yep, I want to fix up the custom rifle that Ida used to use. Seems like you've heard about it already. Sure have. We tried to get it repaired before, but they told us it wasn't really feasible. I assumed the two of you found a way to fix it. Bingo! We ran out the parts we need to repair it, so all that's left to actually get them. I figured things always get real busy once the festival starts, so I want to take care of it before then. Fairy's working on the stuff that can be gathered above ground, while you're going to be going to the underground stuff from the Blacklight District, in other words. You want me to show you around the place? Exactly. I've heard of that nurse of yours. It's really impressive. So impressive that even Jin relies on it. How about it? You up for being my guide? Okay. That outfit, she just looks so good. Just the character model is just perfect. Like the best glow up, dude. I look forward to Kai no Kiseki. Upon arrival, they scouted around and searched the replacement parts. You're looking to fix up a custom rifle, and not too discouraged bound, folks. That sounds like pain in the behind. We're prepared to deal with it. As you probably guess, we need some specialized parts to get it back in working condition. Not at all. Right this way, young lady. Hopefully I've got what you're looking for. There's definitely got a lot of selection, but what if it looks quite right? What about this part over here? It's pretty unwieldy, but nothing any decent Daybreak could handle. Yeah, that might be the same model I'd use, or the same maker use. It's my work in a pinch, so we'll give it a shot. Working on the flame eater's rifle, huh? I've heard stories about that blab boy. Blab. Here in luck, I know for a fact that the rifle I used back when I was on active duty is the same generation as her gun. You can go ahead and take it if you want. It should have a part or two you can use. That's real generous of you. Really? You sure? I mean, that has to mean a lot to you. I'm no Jaeger anymore, so I don't mind parting with it. Helping the Colonel's daughter sounds better to me anyway. In return, you'll promise you'll come back and tell me how the Purple Lightning's doing. I've been rooting for her ever since she hung it up to walk her own path. Let me know how she's holding up, yeah? Deal. Can't say I know everything, but I'll be happy to share what I can. Now with Fairy having acquired her allotted parts, the group convened at the arms dealer inside the department store. Sylvie, who was previously consulted about the rifle's damages, agreed to assist with its repairs, and watch over the whole process, and help with the basic task of polishing as needed. Eventually, well, would you look at that? It's right back to the way it was. Ain't that something? It even has the same custom rifle muzzle she used back in the Zephyr days. It's maximized its firepower and its accuracy. She really liked talking about that thing. I can see why. It's been customized in other ways too. The weight distributor probably makes it unwieldy to anyone who isn't a rifle pro. Ida had no problem handling it. She and this rifle were a match made in heaven. No doubt about it. I'm glad we were able to get it fixed up for her. The flame eater couldn't have asked for a better pair of sisters. So what do you plan to do with it now? That's a good question. How would you feel about using it, Fairy? I don't think a rifle that size would suit me, to be honest. I don't want Sylvie to remain true to my own style. I don't think it'd be honoring her if I changed my mind to adapt to her weapon. I could just say something like that. Doesn't fit mine either. I have a better idea. How about we deliver it to the current members of Zephyr? Well, yeah, I heard they reformed after the war. Yep, it's changed hands since then. Now it's being led by two of its former original commanders, Zeno and Leo. I'm fine with giving it over to them, but are you sure that's what you want? I've thought long and hard about it. In her final moments, Ida said the names of her Zephyr comrades, including you. I could tell she treasured her family there. And that's why I want to return it to them. Such a good kid. How you gonna do that? You realize this ability to carry you can't just waltz into Zephyr turf with a rifle in hand, right? By the way, that's not what I had in mind. I know someone named Chaussette who owns a delivery company. Your people should be able to get it over there without much trouble. I've heard of them. They're based in the Brill, yeah? Sure know a lot of people, don't you? I could say the same about you. It won't be long before it's delivered, so you can stick around your base camp for a while longer. Sure thing, we have some time to kill before our next job anyway. A Jaeger's weapon is their very soul. We'll take good care of it. The three of us fought side by side many times as regimental commanders. She's dearly missed. The Ice and Shield told us about what happened to her. Strange to think that a part of her will be coming back to us. I'd think that she's sharing a laugh and a drink with the boss on the other side right about now. I'm probably stressing all about her little sisters too, the warrior lord. Don't want to shock me. It was good talking to you both again. See you around. Likewise. Give all regards to Ida's other little sister. Aw, that's nice. Oh, that's all that. You must be one of the only persons in the guild who keeps in touch with the Jaegers. We don't talk that often, but they reach out to me every now and then. Now that we've got that squared away, I think I'm going to drop by a cafe. Want to come in? I can share some stories about Ida and Zephyr if you're interested. Really? Oh, I'd love that. Yay!
It'd be nice to introduce you to some friends of mine if the chance ever comes up.
Say, why not?
What's next?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Mostly because I'm curious. I'm curious what this is going to be about. This isn't so much feeling in the connection guidebook as it is just, I want to see it. A speaking request addressed to both you and I. Someone thinks real bad about this, I don't think it's just a prank either. Thoughts? I can handle it by myself if you'd like. That's fine, I'll lend you a hand. We've quite a few shared acquaintances after all, it's worth looking into. So, what is the request about? A retrieval? Something's been smuggled into the city via the underground, and we're supposed to go get it. The route there is pretty convoluted, and it looks like stuff's been encrypted over and over a few times. I'm not gonna lie, I might be a little bit out of my depth. Luckily for you, I'm here. We're both perfectly suited for this matter, so let's cooperate and get to the bottom of this. They continue gathering clues around the global network and the underworld. Eventually, the trail led them to an attached case. This must be what we're looking for. There was some tricky stuff to figure it out. They definitely didn't cut us any slack. I'll say we have to follow the tiniest threads we could find just to get here. Had we not tuned up, this whole search probably would have been dead in the water. You must have trusted us to find it in the end now. If it was here after all. Let's crack it open and see what's inside. What? Writing utensils and painting supplies? The heck's this stuff for? There's nothing weird about any of them. Just normal pencils. I don't get it. It looks like we also got these letters here. They're addressed to us both. No sender listed, but I can think of only one. Grandpa George, beyond a doubt. Really? Dear Bryn, I realize I'm more than 6 months late, but before I say anything else, I wanted to congratulate you on your acceptance into Aramis. Time really does fly fast, doesn't it? It feels like it was only yesterday that you enrolled in Genis. You always had the impeccable talent and appetite for learning, from your studies to your papers and everything, everywhere between. You may have felt at first that there was no point in returning to ordinary schooling, that it was a waste of time for a mind of your caliber. But there are some things you can only learn and experience in those common places. I suspect you've come to realize that yourself. Now that you have what's going, it's good to spread your wings and spend time away from your friends and family. Although I only looked after you for a short period, I pray that you find happiness wherever travels take you. Sincerely, Grandpa George. Yes, thank you for tearing up those kids and tidying up the workshop during your visit a year and a half ago. I greatly appreciate it. I didn't know what to get you to celebrate your submission, so I simply picked up some safe bets for a student your age. If you have news for them, feel free to throw them out. They'll hardly be hurt. Oh, don't be like that, Grandpa. I can never throw these things away. He still is he ever was, awkward and clumsy, outside of his doll making. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's see what he's got to say to me next. To Mr. Van Arkwright. It goes without saying that you and I have done much for each other over the years. I won't dwell on that ancient history. But if I can offer you one piece of advice to you, do not divert your eyes from the spirit you have with it. Huh? Beyond that, please continue to guide and protect my granddaughter. I trust that you'll be looking out for her when she's in your periphery. Do you really have to write that last part? I'm not used to seeing you be so protective. Hard to blame the guy. He ain't seen you in years. Kind of a little slack. At least it's not saying he'd been nosy with, anyway. What do you mean by spirit with him, though? That's an intriguing line. Beats me, no idea what he was talking about. Not far for the course with him. I mean, you know who he is. The guy sees everything differently. One heck of a grandpa you've got there, you know that? People say his dolls are beyond lifelike. They even have their own hearts and souls. Maybe that power lets him look inside other people's hearts all the same. He could be onto something. It wouldn't hurt to keep what he wrote in your mind, whatever it turns out to be. So where is that old fart anyway? Any idea where he is or what he's up to these days? I have no idea. He guesses as good as mine. He may have very well slipped back into his workshop in Crossbow by now. Or perhaps he'd abandoned it and set up shop somewhere else entirely. It's so hard to tell with him. My master was like that too. Being all cryptid and stuff is part of getting old. Maybe so. I'm happy to have heard from him at least. Oh, hey, take it down a notch. Play with fire and you might get burned. Oh, you think I'm still just some little girl, don't you? I'll be all grown up before you know it. In many ways, I already am. At least enough for me to reach out and lend you a hand when you need it most. Just like you did for me all those years ago. Aww. Sheesh, the old man's right. This girl's grown up fast. Too fast, if you ask me. Sure, I'll ring you up if I really need a hand. Aww.
I'll invite you to a tea party sometime. I do so enjoy being a good hostess.
I know you do, Ren.
Say. Why not?
This one. Fans group decided to take a short break. Everyone spent up like it's been free time as they please. This is the real me. The one you don't know, the one I don't want you to know. But no, this isn't right. I'm missing something. Hey there, thought about taking a break? Mr. Arkwright, what are you doing here? Your director sent me. There's an actress I've been working with who I'd like your opinion on, if that's okay. Ever since I offered the part, she's been immersed in the role, almost to a scary degree. I was originally going to ask Junith for help here. But it might be a bad idea if I did it, since I'm not involved with the film's production at all. I know you're pretty tight-lipped, so I said why not? So, you gonna help? I guess they were both really worried about me. We recently filmed one of the most important scenes in my next film, you see. The director said my final cut was fine, so we were ready to move on, but I'm still not happy with it. I still feel like I can do better, so I asked her to let me shoot again after I rehearsed it some more. And that's why you're here all alone? It sounded like a long monologue. I'm surprised it's giving you so much trouble. I think it's because I've been rehearsing it alone. I meant to look at someone during the actual scene, but it's hard when I don't have anyone. Well, I know. Would you be willing to act him as my partner while I practice? Me? Didn't see that coming. But I know that if even I said no, you ain't leaving till it's perfect. But are you sure you want to ask me? I ain't exactly an experienced actor. That's alright. Just being there will make a world of difference. Alright. I got the time to spare, so let's give it your best shot. Just not going to expect that nothing a sack of flour couldn't do better. Thank you. With Van as her partner, Nina continued practicing the problematic scene over and over, but in the end she still wasn't happy with a take, or she didn't come up with a take she was happy with. I about taking a break? This is your job after all, but you're gonna burn yourself out if you keep at it non-stop. Are you not wasting our time? I should have known I couldn't handle this like you. What's she got to do with you? Yeah, it's very different kind of actresses, yeah? People say that how I embody the characters I act so naturally, it's like I'm possessed by them. You might be able to put a positive spin on it, but what those words mean at the end of the day is that my acting has no real soul of its own. That's a bit harsh, but it's the truth. Judith's acting is so full of heart and soul. Every one of her roles has an identity that's uniquely hers. Not to say that she's not doing a good job at portraying the role, of course, I don't mean that. She maintains the role's integrity. She always puts a part of her into it. She takes to every role in a way that's uniquely hers. And that's her greatest appeal as an actress, if you ask me. I see, yeah. I just can't do that. I don't have that strength of spirit, and I never will, because I'm empty. All I can do is act the role I'm given. She's extremely transparent with acting, so much so that you might see right through her, and her hollow acting. I remember reading that on the magazine after your debut film aired. You have a good memory. You know that just because someone said it doesn't mean it's true, right? That's how people see you, then that's a talent you should take in stride. But you can call my acting skills whatever you want, but the truth is I'll never measure up to Judith. And that might be your problem right there. If you really think there's nothing in there, no, that's more space to start filling in. There's still plenty of time for you to create the identity you think you're lacking. You got a lot of material to take inspiration from. What do you mean? You're well known for not just for taking a script and listening to it to a T. You always take a step further in. You wrap yourself up in the role and let it become who you are. You think and act like the characters would. That is impressive. That's not something you just up and forget. Or do their lives and experience just vanish from your head after you stop playing the role? No, they don't. I remember everything. I remember the warmth of being in Ron's arms as Michelle in Wolf's Requiem. I still remember how reassuring it was to have my friends and companions at my side in Gloria as she and Dirk. Yeah, thought so. I remember all of that so clearly. And that's not something just everyone can do, not even Judith. Those voices, those feelings are just as much a part of you. You ain't empty. Don't let them overwhelm you either. You gotta listen to what you want too. And I might get stuff for saying this, but the heck with the script. I think it should be more important to you. Because it's something that only you can do. I never even considered disregarding my lines. That might actually be a good idea. Do you think I could try the scene one more time? I might finally have something. And let's start from the beginning this time. Yeah, sure. Wait, already? Every attempt to refine the scene further, Nina could feel the pleasant and satisfying massage and washed over eventually.
This is the real me. The one you don't know. The one I don't want you to know. But I can't run anymore. Not if I'm going to stay true to myself.
Cut! Mr. Lam? How long have y'all been there? Wait, were you filming this? Don't worry, we were only filming Nina. That was spectacular, Nina. I know I improved your previous take, but this is significantly better. You went off script a little bit, but that doesn't matter when I can feel you and your character's soul so perfectly in your delivery. Thank you, director. Alright, everyone, let's keep this momentum up and get back to shooting. Of course. Glad that's taken care of. Same. It's a relief. I feel like I finally saw a side of myself I've never faced before. Thank you so much. Aww. Yay.
That was invigorating. You should keep an eye out for my next performance.
I will. I love you.
Take some flowers with you.
What do I do?
Let's see what we've got.
Problem child. My son Curtis has started behaving rather violently. I knew it would come up! I knew it was coming up. I knew it. I I called it, did I not? What's your problem, buddy?
Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Ask me anything. Really. Come again. If you want.
Do you know what you want? I hope to see you again. Do you know what you want? I hope to see you
Look
again.
at that. You just tab them.
Quit dawdling and buy something. Stay out.
So back when we rezoned everything, they grew a number, da 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 da. What's that supposed to mean, Sonny? Mommy was telling me about river she wants to buy. What does Riverside Market mean? You mean Riverside Market, little lady? Aww. I like you, May. May's so adorable. I love her.
Hey,
Beth!
getting in?
Yes.
That's the stuff.
Don't you think it's a little too steamy in here?
No.
That was nice and refreshing.
You look nice and refreshed.
Hey, I got a trophy. Oh, hey, what's that? I'd recognize that boat anyway. I believe we've seen it once or twice in the neighborhood. Big backstory, anything? Lame. Something made time in heaven. Does she have a breath or anything? I could say bravo. Was it her grandma? Alright, so I knew it would come in eventually! Yeah! Subplot for the win! Woody put out a call for us for our graduation last week. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. Let's have a seat. I'll get some tea ready in a minute. I was curious what a spring would be like, you know? But you look like normal people. I might have seen you around town before. Probably have. Our office is in Old Town. I know some stuff about you and your son. He's studying for high school and entrance exams, right? Because I've been paying attention to the subplot, baby! His grades were a bit rough for a while, but they thankfully started improving. Not that I ever doubted him, of course. He's my son, so of course he's capable. If he keeps this up, he will truly have a spot in the academy at the tippy top of his class. Mom's really passionate about his kid's education. But right now he's starting to show some promise. The situation turns sour. Curtis has been behaving rather strange rather of late. Becomes violent all of a sudden, yelling really loudly, hitting things. He's never done that before. I can see why you would be concerned. Never in his life, he's always been a good boy. He must have some awful company if he's acting this way. That's the most logical explanation. Take my eyes off for a moment and this happens. That's why please figure out what happened to my precious Curtis. So he's kind of a little sassy. I don't want to curse myself mute if I got served like this 24/7. Really? I don't think it would hurt to look around a little, make sure he isn't falling into a bad crowd. No, just help it out. That's a good thing. He's out buying some reference material. There's a bookstore in the Tyrell district we'd like to shop at. I imagine he's there. ain't too hard on taking through a teen's room like that, but the most obvious place to start looking. I understand. You can search his room. Follow me upstairs. How did I know you were gonna say that?
Time to get our hands dirty.
Thanks for showing us. Okay, at first they found nothing of note that could promptly explain his violence. The only object kept hidden were mock exams and failing scores. Oh, look at that. You better take a look at what I found tucked away in his desk drawer. A mint tin? It looks empty. I don't think I recognize that brand. Could you explain what it is? They're called tobacco-flavored mints inside these suckers. You can only get them if you're smoking or trying to quit. That would explain why it doesn't smell like cigs in here. He could have been chewing... I'll see it lighting one up. That tastes like what? We might be missing something that explains why he had this tin. I know exactly why he had it. It's all my husband's fault. Him and that scandal of his got him demoted at the Bank of Edith. We were forced to move into Old Town because of it. Okay. Oh, man. This gives us a good jumping off point. We'll keep sniffing around and see what we turn up. What's the matter, Van? Did you notice something else? Yeah, the tin still stinks. It's fake, but you can get a whiff of close to it. It smells just like an old hookah. Feels like a lifetime ago, but I'd recognize that smell anywhere. Ah, that might explain it. Here, I thought we were finally done with that. I don't know if I'm more surprised by the Overhookers coming back, or that Hound's nose picking up the smell. You mean that drug A developed and peddled throughout Vegas films? I don't remember that stuff coming in tablets. Where did he get something like that? Need to figure out where these things come from in the first place. Right now, this stays between us. Okay. So I've hopped back into playing a Trails of Cold Steel 1, and there really is like a difference.
Can we talk?
Like in quality. Got a minute? We want to talk about something about your son. Watch my son's chewing on tobacco-flavored mints. Can't believe it. He's never been the brightest at school, but I don't think he'd be that stupid. Sir, please calm down. As an aside, do you smoke yourself? Goddess, no. Why would I? The smell would only make clients uncomfortable. Do you have any idea why Carlos will be taking his tablets? Any idea? Oh, I know what's going on with him. Or must be getting lazy, tired of studying for entrance exams, so he must be taking them as a distraction. What an embarrassment. He's getting real spoiled if he thinks he can get away with all this nonsense. When I was his age, I was so focused on my studies I didn't even eat or sleep. Just wasn't Gehenna's or raising our son for him to turn out like that. It sounds like the parents themselves have some issues to work through. Parents like these, kid was gonna start acting out sooner or later. I mean, you ain't wrong. Hey.
Let me ask you something.
Sorry to interrupt your class. Can we have a quick chat? I wanted to ask you if a kid we've been hired to look into name's Curtis. Of all the times, I guess we can... Let's go somewhere else. Right, okay. Not gonna lie, I think his parents are making a storm in a teacup. Kid's not gonna turn into some hardened criminal because of this. But to answer your question, I do know who you're talking about. She came to my tobacco kiosk about an hour ago. He asked if I had any tobacco-flavored mints for sale. I told him I don't sell them and that. Even if I did, a kid like him shouldn't be going anywhere near them. He got all huffy and started yelling, called me an old hag, which was nice of him. Kid's got balls to say that to your face. What did he do after that? Beats me, I guess he's going out to look for some other place he could sucker into selling him those mints. Okay. Alright, so we got the Tyrell district.
Let's do this.
Subplots.
Ah, welcome. I hope to see you again.
Can we talk?
Don't say no rather look like it could be Curtis. I'll hit up the manager and see what she has to say. Excuse me, does his name Curtis ring a bell by any chance? Oh wow, poor Curtis. I had no idea he was going through all that. He comes here a lot, so one of my workers and I made a point of looking after him and helping him with his studies. You can realize you're from the Aramis, aren't you? His name is Albert. You probably know him, right? Yes, absolutely. Okay. He's probably either on campus or somewhere in the Opera District.
On my way.
Hello. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, babe.
It's almost over already.
Can we talk?
I'm sorry to call you all of a sudden, Albert. It's alright, it looks like you need something to be discreet about. I also mentioned how he's changed recently. I heard suddenly goes up and he's acting strangely. Maybe unstable is the best word for it. You know, I don't really want to help you, but I guess I noticed it around late October or early November. Something was off, but no, not really. Didn't look into it anyway. I remember someone that looked like him hanging around in the back streets of the Tyrell district. Since it was late at night, the guy he's talking to looked real shady. I can only assume it couldn't be Curtis. I go to school to watch out for a suspicious man that hangs around the Tyrell's back streets. Oh man.
No outsiders allowed, huh? Guess that makes sense.
Not like there'd be much to see. It's a day off, so there are hardly any students around.
Welcome to Andalusia Patis. Looking to buy something? See you again.
Go, go, go!
Go! Sorry, I'm so used to like I've been playing Trails through Daybreak. Obviously, Trails of Cold Steel, so I'm reverting back to the old way of using the menu. There he is, he's gotta be selling, it just looks like it. Everybody gotta deal with kids, he ain't gonna be the one selling off. You know, missing opportunity remind me, hell. Oh man, don't let that get you. You're still perfectly young. Yeah, don't you? You should be more confident. I agree, I'm not the best man for the job. Here up, kid. Yeah, dude, heard you got the hookup with some good stuff, that you? Who the heck are you? A good friend of mine told me about you. You said you got some kicking mints. You can get a high emphasis on the kick. I can deal with some. I'll pay you whatever you want if that's good. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. That lanky school kid fill you in. That shit not secret stuff originally came straight from a pharmaceutical company. I hadn't heard of them before, but I guess they got busted by the cops or something like that. They were out on the market for only a hot minute before they were taken off. I'd love to have some more if they can make even more money. I tried to tell him what I just told you, but he got all mad at me and told me to give him more before shucking when he had like a little baby. Just told us he wouldn't listen to me. All he wanted those mental teams. I give man, I'm only interested in those mints too. Gee, great, thanks for nothing. What a waste time this was. Wait, what'd you say? Oh. Sounds like you got a lot of another dirtbag. Alright, let's get to it.
Then let's head over.
I don't think I've seen you before.
Finally, I found you. Hey, you're Maya, right? You heard Zelda tell me you got the mint I'm looking for. I don't think I recognized you. You look like you came from the surface the way you're dressed. Hate to break it to you, but I don't stock that garbage. Honestly, you should really quit taking those if you know what's good for you. There are others, mints. If I don't get more mints, I'm... Bingo. What do you want? I swear I could have seen you from somewhere. You're Curtis, right? Maybe something's going on with this kid and I'm filling me in. What? I didn't hear anything about that. All I knew is they were hard to come by. I thought they were ordinary mints that just happened to taste like tobacco. There's more to them than that. Much, much more. They're manufactured by A and that they're leaking out on the streets before the cops did their post-Starbad roundup. But hard drugs ain't exactly the gotcha you think they are. I need those mints. Why can't simpletons understand? Sounds like damaging your body really need to stop. You're already showing side effects, but the outburst there probably the mints making you irritable and prone to withdrawal. I don't know if these things have an impact on you. I don't feel my entrance exam. I'll just be another stupid kid like all the rest. Fear not, young man. So long as we're on the case, we won't let your parents unjustly punish you. I should have figured. Okay. Everybody. Okay. Okay, now that everyone's here, we can get started. Just typical rebellious teen phase. Let's go where we found we can take things from there. Minutes. There's not too much to say. It feels so easy to think about it happening. My whole time will be taking... If you just say it for yourself, young man, keep it down, but you want the neighbors to hear you. Dude, ease up on the kid. I trust the police aren't going to have to get involved at this point. He's not the one that should be ashamed. You should be mortified. Guilty? What should I be guilty for? Don't try to change the subject. This is all about you folks. Or did you already forget? You asked us to figure out why your kid changed. Since you're not getting it spelled out for you. Your son didn't fall into bad crowd or change because of those mints. Have you ever stopped to think about how Curtis feels? Alright, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Ah, dadgummit.